Marriage is a business decision.
1000%.
When I was with the Lions and the owner walked in, Martha Firestone Ford. Hold on, Firestone like the tires? Oh, you married Ford? Like the cars? The trucks? Oh, that's a merger.
I didn't mix my with Fago. Stack my money up like Legos. Bet me when I say so. Pull up in the spotlight.
AB boy, it's the second night in his life that he just slept through the night. He did it 2 days ago. I got cocky because I put him to sleep. I'm like, yeah, it's my routine. I got my routine. I don't know how you feel, man. I got my routine, man. Like, you know, wifey, she reads the books. She got so much animation and personality and all that stuff. It is great. I read the books, but it ain't the same. I'll go ahead and admit that. So they want Bryson. He wants her to read the books and put in bed. But I got my routine. We're gonna put some music on. We might dance a little bit. We might laugh. I might make up a story. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be animated in that regard. So I come in, Braylon, who, for those who don't know, he's 7 months old. We put him in the crib. We trying to sleep train him and all that stuff. And I'm getting him ready. Boom, boom, boom. It's my night to put him to sleep. She like, I got the music on. I played The River by Leon. I got the music on. And she like, that's not his routine. Don't do this, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, dude has not slept through the night. I'm like, hold up. Like, what make you think your routine better than my routine? Look, what make you think your routine better than my routine? This is my routine, right? So I try to read the books, mama, dada, all that stuff. And he ain't having it. Rock him a little bit, stand up with him. I'm singing with the little, you got the little sound thing going with the little nightlight. Boom, put him to sleep. He go to sleep for the whole night. I'm talking big shit, boy. I'm talking game 7. I'm talking MJ. Ooh, step back. Ooh, against the Jazz. Look, you need to study my routine. I don't know why you sweating me about your routine. Clearly your shit don't work. You need to study mine. So, of course, she gonna throw it back at me, get cocky. You want to do it again? You ain't saying nothing but a thing. You act like I can't make 2 free throws in a row. It's nothing. Next night, this dude, he crying all night. He mad. All right. So then she puts him to sleep the third night. And he just went to sleep all the way through the night. So she been talking shit, boy. I'm like, ooh. But it's a different, at
Bro,
this age, it's like hit or miss, bruh.
Hey, it's nothing funnier than the subtle competitiveness with a husband and wife or mom and dad when it comes to, making a baby stop crying. You know what I'm saying? Wifey be, did you check his diaper? Did he do this? And I'll be like, I'll put it to sleep. I got an older daughter and a son. So, Rossi, I'll walk out the room after I put her to sleep. You know what I'm saying? How was she? Did she go down easy? I say, she always go down easy for me. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do.
Talking big shit.
You know what I'm saying? I give her a bath if that's the case. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Lather her up. And then I'm sitting there, whether it's reading a book or I'm talking to her. I'll be singing random. I'll be singing all I hit records, but I put a spin on it. You know what I mean? Back from, I'm trying to think of a song I'd do because it'd be like, it don't matter. It could be Lauryn Hill. Whatever it is, I'm singing to her. You know what I'm saying?
Like
I'll be, girl, you better watch out. Or something like that. Or I'll be, my girl, talking about. And so that being said, like, I'm going to sing to her or something, and then she going to go to sleep. But my son, that little boy, he different. Him special.
He a fighter.
Boy, I be sitting there like, bro, why don't you go to sleep?
All right, before we keep the conversation going, I need you to follow Money Music Culture on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel. With your support, we can keep this journey going.
And so the funniest thing is when you really be like sleep training, right? So the people that ain't parents, sleep training is when you start a routine and you put your kid down, right? Put them down while they're woke. And you supposed to allow them to effectively self-soothe and go to sleep on their own.
Reason being, just for those who don't know, parents who don't know, reason being I had to learn. I didn't read the baby books. So that when they wake themselves up in the middle of the night, they may turn over, pacifier, go out, whatever, they can self-soothe and put themselves back to sleep, as opposed to you having to come up and rock them and do the whole thing over again and put them back to sleep.
So sleep training, one of my favorite things because it's like, oh, finally.
Light at the end
And
of the tunnel.
yeah, I ain't gonna speak for everybody, but most women, right? My girl, she hate hearing the baby cry. Oh no, and I gotta hold her back. Nope, let's wait 10 minutes, cause it's like they do it like 10 minutes, or your doctor might tell you differently.
Increase or something.
Yeah, but if the baby hasn't gone to sleep in that span, then you could go back in, comfort them a little bit, but you put them back down, let them put themselves to sleep. But for me, I sleep like a baby. I hear the crying because when you first had a baby, the baby's in the room with you, right, in the bassinet or something. You be in this thing like, bro. I remember when the baby wouldn't originally go to sleep, I swaddle him, and then he get to crying. He only want to sleep in the bed with us. We come on. They like, yo, you got to stop doing that. Put him in there. And then the doctor be like, oh, you just got to let him cry it off. I'm perfect. I'm wifey, don't wake me up. I'm letting him cry. I go straight to sleep. The doctor say it's good. I'm straight, bro. But ain't nothing in the world worse than that 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Can you get the baby? Huh? You know he breastfed. Go ahead. You got it. What I'm going to do?
Hey, just tell me, are y'all, is the room, so like our house, we got the master bedroom on the first floor, so we got to walk up steps to get to the baby. So that should be, oh, boy, I be holding out. I'll be like, well, I'm holding out like your favorite player. I'm not trying to go back to the team. I'm like, no, fuck it. He going to go to sleep. He going to go to sleep. Damn. Because you walk up them steps, it's a wrap.
Bro, so
You'll
no,
sleep
we put
over.
ours is on the same floor as us. So we got 3 rooms on the middle floor, then like
Okay.
a top floor but we put them on the middle floor. But nonetheless, right, the youngest is still in the room with us, but we letting them sleep. But the little baby, well, I'm sorry, the oldest baby, because they both 2. I got 2 under 2. But when I hear her crying, I be like, bro, why are you crying right now? And I gotta go I got a drunk walk over there. You okay? And I'll be like, man, just come on. Just come on. Come on to bed. We got
Damn
the
near
king
negotiating.
size. All us can get. Come on, man.
What's wrong?
Long as you go to sleep. And then if I look over and then the littlest baby in the bed, it's like, bro, it's 4 of us in here. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And then so what we got to do is we put a parent in between both the babies. Like the babies can't be around because, bro, my big sister, the big sister, my oldest daughter, bro, she is a bully to her little brother. It'd be the funniest thing in the world, bro.
she welcome to the yard, bro. Man, it's crazy, man. It's beautiful, because parenting is such a I'm about to say amazing sport. You need stamina. You need intelligence. You need a game plan. You need all the things you need to be a great team.
Motherfucker gotta sit down, review tape. Okay, so this is what went wrong.
Yeah,
hey, we got this thing, bro.
real.
Hey, I watched my son pee on my wife a few days ago, G, and I just started busting up laughing. Because I told her, I'm like, G, what are you doing? So I gave her a thing.
Up.
Here's the thing, right? Not only that, though, if you take a wipe and rub like right above or right up under his belly button a few times, that kind of stimulates him. And if he got to pee, he'll pee right then and there.
Yeah.
So you rub a few times because it'll kind of wake him up because it's cold, essentially. And it's kind of like, it'll be like, oh, shit. And if you pee, he going to pee there. Then you open a diaper. So I'll be sitting there looking at it like, look at you. But anytime my son pee and it's like we getting too comfortable, he's like, you got to watch the film. Don't deviate.
know your opponent. Nah, that's funny, bro.
Protect yourself at all times. I'm gonna go to the boxing ring after that, bro. Protect yourself at all times, man.
Nah, man, that's funny, man. But it's like I said, parenting is a beautiful thing. We've talked about it on here before about how it teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you also a tremendous amount about your spouse and your partner in this. Honestly, round of applause. All the single parents out there, right? All the single parents out there, no breaks, hats off to you. Hair messed up, boom. Hats off to you. I don't know how you do it, right? My sister-in-law, she got twins. Single mom. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, did it. You're still doing it, right? Like, hats off to you. It's an amazing experience, and it's funny because as a male, right? You know, I don't know about you. I'm gonna speak for myself. I didn't go into it with the again reading the baby books and the game plan and YouTubing and doing a bunch of research. I figured, me, I'm a caveman, bruh. I'm like, if the cavemen could do it, they ain't had no internet. I can do it too. Let me learn. Let me learn that way, right? And I learned. I had to learn fast, but ultimately, it's been a great battle with wifey and I. And the only reason why we got in this conversation is because I feel like me, I'm great because I got a whole night's sleep, right? Like I know what you talk about. Like you go to sleep and baby boy might be crying. It was funny. Like in season, sometimes baby boy be crying. I first of all, I had no idea. When I'm sleeping, it's pitch black. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I wake up in the morning like, damn. This boy 2 weeks old, he done slept through the night. My boy advanced. My wife be like,
Bro.
what you talking about? He slept through the night. He woke up 3-4 times. I'm like, ooh, you need to sleep heavier then, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
Bro, what's so funny, G? Anytime we talking to somebody and somebody would be like, so how's the baby? You guys getting any sleep? First thing wifey say, he is, I'm not. I'm sleeping through all that on the first baby, bro. The second baby, I sleep way lighter now. And I'm mad at the motherfucker. I miss sleeping hard, bro. I miss it. I miss it, bro. Now I'll be in this motherfucker like, gee, no. Why I hear everything. Because it'd be different because it'd be like, I'll put the baby down and the wifey would be asleep. So I'll be in that thing, bro, just getting ready to go to sleep, just getting ready to get in REM. And that little motherfucker get to crying. I'm God damn, dog. Why you can't just stay, you know what I'm saying? Stay down, short. It's like we in a fight. Man. Like, bro, come on, just stay down. Don't get back up, man.
All right.
It's real. It's real.
It's real, man. So I'm we talked about routines and trying to create a routine and stuff like that. I guess, have you gotten into a routine? And this is a weird question, I'll admit, but have you gotten into a routine of being a dad yet? Have you gotten into a routine, like a real flow, where you feel like you got it down? Like, I feel like there's certain things in life, like you have certain jobs, right? Where after a while, you put in your 10,000 hours and you got it, right? You like, oh, I got this thing down. Do you feel like that ever will happen as a father, or you feel like it's learning?
Every day is a new day, right? It's always something that can come up unexpected. But my routine is waking up, getting the kid ready. Wifey help get the kid ready. I could drop them at daycare, and then when they at daycare, daddy working. Then when we pick up the kids, we're gonna have, nanny come over. I'm able to work till they go to sleep. So my routine is pretty solid.
How'd you choose a daycare?
Shit, bro. Daycare costs
Curious.
more than motherfucking mortgages, dog. I chose it. I got an auntie, one of my mama real good friends. Got a real shit, bro. You got 2 kids in daycare for that's 4 racks minimum.
Like, I used to grow up thinking, like, how are these people paying for private school tuition from K through 12?
They was already doing it. They been doing it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, what's so funny, and we actually want to talk about expenses because I got a good question. When you start thinking about certain expenses, like, especially every household differently, and I don't want to say it's a right answer or a wrong answer, but like with you and your wife, like when y'all start thinking about expenses, you got household expenses, daycare expenses, etc. Do you guys combine bank accounts or do you keep them separate? Or a little bit of both?
So what wifey and I do, we have one joint account. We have a few businesses. It sounds crazy. We have a few businesses that we're both co-owners of. All of our assets we own together, completely together. Home, cars, all of that type of stuff. Well, her car that she brought into the relationship, she owns. My car, I brought it into the relationship, I own outright. But we have one joint account, and that's the account that we use to try to pay off all of our joint expenses. We also both contribute. We keep all of our separate stuff, and we both look at ourselves as separate entities working and contributing to the joint pie together. And then we also both over contribute to the joint pie in the joint account so that we have a surplus that can go towards vacation or emergency fund or whatever once, like a slush fund at the end of the year. But we just do all of that out of one joint account.
So wait a second.
Yeah.
So question.
Yep.
Both of you guys separate jobs because his wife, he got a good job. He has a good job. Both of y'all direct deposits go into the same joint account?
No. Both of our direct deposits go into our own separate accounts. Great question. And then we have automatic withdrawals set up at like the 20 something at the end of the month, right? 24th, 25th. Give us plenty of time before the first and all that stuff to put a certain amount into the joint accounts. I think it might be like literally probably around 2,300 and 2,100 or something like that, right? And then from that joint account, it pays all of our joint bills. But the separate account, we in a place where we literally, I mean, most of our separate bills, like our car notes and things like that, we paid off a couple years ago or during the pandemic. But yeah, we use the joint account to operate out of all of our joint expenses. How do y'all handle it?
No, that's a good question because I got a list of some pros and some cons. I actually did some content on this very thing. And so I want to take it a step because what's interesting, so my wife and I, we both have separate accounts and we both contribute to our joint account. But what was so interesting, and I want to give wifey kudos, is because we opened up a joint account even before we was married.
Ooh, nice.
And the reason we did that was because she was, I know you the one for me, yada, yada, yada. We opened up a joint account where we would both automatically deposit a few $100, $200-$300 or something every week.
Okay.
Purely so we could buy a house together.
Nice.
So I think, and the reason is because you want to still have a little privacy, but at the same time, I think the joint account can handle all joint bills as well as emergency fund, vacation fund, etc. So, and I think, every family's going to be different, right? I think the joint account should have a proportionate amount based on what you bring in. What you bring in, right? I think, my wife, she one of the main ones to say, I believe men and women should be contributing to the bills, right? But I think it could very well be proportionate because everybody needs skin in the game, right? That's how I look at it, right? I look at a marriage as an investment. I look at any form of a business as an investment. And those who don't have skin in the game, they kind of free ride and they themselves, don't put full potentially, right? I ain't gonna. Everybody got different situations.
It's not black and white. It's shades of gray.
Yeah. So everything differently. But what's interesting is that when we started putting money in our joint account, the shit became real. And you look at it like, wow, we got X or Y, Z amount. And so our dope thing, is that we actually had a joint account. And so once we got married, we already had our house fund. And right to this day, we still do the exact same thing where we both are putting money in every week into our joint account.
Well, when did you? So you said you guys started the joint account before you got married, right? Because I think that's a pretty powerful thing. It's a beautiful thing. When exactly were you comfortable doing that? Like, was that when you started a year into dating? Was that when you like moved into a apartment together? Like, when in your relationship evolution where you say, okay, hey, I'm really comfortable tying my name to an account with this other person? Because clearly it's worked out for you guys. I'll add that, right? But for others.
It clearly has worked out, right? And I want to say when we first did our joint account, either we were living together, we were engaged, or we were close to it. I can't remember the exact time.
Close to it, okay.
She gonna know better, you know what I mean? But, and at the end of the day, right, it's no right answer because and one thing I like to do is I like to talk about the pros and the cons because at the end of the day, this is a debate, right? Once a couple gets married, should they have a joint account? Should they keep it separate or potentially a combination of both, right? And so the pros of having a joint account, right? There's clarity, right? You don't have to spend much time discussing finances because you can see everything. It's right there. How much you and your spouse have, how much y'all spent, and how much y'all saved, right? It's also going to be convenient. It could be way easier to manage all your monthly expenses, such as the mortgage, utilities, insurance payments, your private school, car notes, everything. It's already there. You just let it all take out of the joint account, right? And then you also got teamwork, right? You both obviously contributing. You could be building up the emergency fund as well as all the other financial goals, right? Whether y'all building to have a bigger home, another house, another vacation, other investment properties, etc. But then again, there is some cons, right? And so for me, I looked at some of the cons as like, well, there might be a such thing as too much transparency, right? So it's good luck, trying to surprise her, going to go buy a big thing. Whoa, what $5,000? What you just spend, right? Or expensive lunch with your business partners, right? That could be a bad thing, and then it could be legal complications, right? It could be very challenging when it comes to a division of assets in the event of a divorce, and then overall vulnerability, right? Because each partner has the ability to outright, oh yeah, okay, well fuck you, I'm going straight to the bank account and closing it. That's right. I think we want to cue some shit because if y'all remember in the movie Casino, old Ginger who was still in love with her motherfucking old man who was a pimp or something. I remember something happened and she ran to the bank and got all the money out. And he called the bank. He like, yo, stop him from doing it. He say, sir, I can't. Both your names are on the account.
It's her shit.
Yeah. So that's a little vulnerability. With that being said, right, obviously.
But you need that.
Obviously.
You need that in a relationship.
Yeah, I hope you guys trust one another. But I think that there is a certain amount of, there's ability to have, a perfect balance, right? Because you both are getting direct deposit into your personal accounts. And so as long as you guys are putting money into that joint account, and that joint account is, whether it's paying the bills, you keep it as emergency fund, a house fund, slush fund, whatever, right? I think it could go good for you and your significant other.
I love it. You can't remember what movie it was, but do I have permission to talk real, sir?
Affirmative.
I can't remember what movie that was. Yeah, it was like, do I have permission to speak, sir? Do I have permission to speak? Right? If you are debating whether or not you feel comfortable putting money in a joint account with your significant other, then you're not ready yet. Period. Right? Now, at a certain point, maybe 2 weeks from now, 3 months from now, you're not ready for the next step with that person yet. Right? Like if it's you ain't ready yet. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. We money, music, culture. This is what we're here to do. We talking real, right? In my opinion, and it's just my humble ass opinion, money is very, very important and strategic. If you are debating, if I put this joint account in with her or my significant other, and you don't feel like, you can feel uncomfortable about it because it's something new. But if you feel like, if you're debating whether you trust them enough to have the joint account with them, then you're not ready for marriage. Because my opinion is, if you are planning on the end of it, you shouldn't be marrying that person. You need to spend more time until you get to the point that you are comfortable enough with that person to say, hey, I am ready to go all in on this marriage. Marriage, in my opinion, is not something that you dive in half-heartedly, right? You don't dive in with the safety blanket or safety net. Wifey and I, we don't have a prenup, right? There's some people out there that think I'm a fucking idiot, right? But shit, I ain't gonna lie to you, when I'm not in the league, wifey make more than me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so
you
better let him know. Wifey
straight.
got a real good job, my boy.
Wifey straight. She don't need me at all, right? And that's, I'm
shout out to the
blessed
Wharton
in that
grad
regard.
women. Shout out to the Wharton grads.
Amen. But more of a mental cue, because I want to make sure I put this out there to all.
To be steady.
I want to make sure I put this out there to all of the people who are debating, because one of the things we do in the NFL post practice sauna talks, we be in the sauna, we be rapping, we be be talking about life, and a lot of guys come in there and they come in and we it's literally like we be having these real conversations. And one of the things that a lot of these conversations end up talking about the people that we plan on advancing a relationship with. And one of the things I tell a lot of guys, if you're debating or you're questioning, it's nothing wrong. Like, you don't have to press it. They might be hitting you with the full court press, but you don't have to press it. You don't have to force the issue. You don't have to force the dunk, because if you're not ready and you're going into it with a parachute or a safety blanket, then it might not be the right time for you to make this decision and to tie your life together. Marriage is a business decision, right?
1,000%.
Martha, the owner of when I was with the Lions and the owner walked in, Martha Firestone Ford. Martha Firestone Ford. Hold on. Firestone like the tires? Oh, you married Ford like the cars, the trucks? Oh, that's a merger, right? Mm-hmm. When Jay-Z says your seed, marry my seed, that's how we keep our money in the family. Oh, this is business, right? Definitely. And wifey and I are fortunate. We didn't marry each other because of that, like because we got them last names like that, and we keeping loads and loads of money in the family. But this is a legal contract, right? Oh. We're fortunate that we love each other and we're partners in crime and we best friends. But like, let's not get it twisted, right? Like, these aren't light decisions, and I want to make sure that people don't go into them lightly, because obviously the divorce rates are rising and things of that nature, and nobody is, well, I was about to say nobody is forcing you. Your significant other might be forcing you, but I just want to tell you, whomever's listening, if you're going into it with hesitations, you're not ready. You're not ready. And you need to take the time until you are ready and you're 100% sure you want to jump off the deep end with this person. Because if you're afraid to have a joint account with this person, and I'm not saying that you have to have a joint account with this person, but if you are afraid just to have a joint account with this person, you're probably not ready to marry this person and walk hand in hand through life together, because that is what, in my opinion, what marriage is about. I'm excited for our wives when our wives are on here, because we can talk about it with them, but like, we're growing together. I'm not the same man. And marriage is signing up to grow with each other as well too.
Transparency, marriage is a team, and this is the greatest team Cope has ever played for. Because if anybody know, Cope has never been to the playoffs in his life. His ass.
Stop lying. Detroit.
Yeah, 20, bro? Detroit didn't count. Y'all lost first game. No worry.
Yeah, we did against the Seahawks.
Playoff wins.
Seahawks.
Excuse me. But you have won the championship with your wife. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate, because, as you say, this is a business decision, and as a good businessman or woman, the divorce rate is around 50%. So if I disproportionately make more income than my wife, because you said a statement, right? If I disproportionately make more or less income than my wife, what's the right amount to put in the joint account? Because it sounds as though joint account sounds like whatever you make, put it in this account, whatever I make, put it in this account. And if I'm making $500,000 and my wife is making, $30,000, to put it all in one account might turn someone off, right? And so I think the joint account, and I want to give a blueprint around it though. And once again, it's no right answer, but I think the joint account should be strategically thought out, right? And the way I say that is like, and it starts with your budget, right? What are your monthly expenses? And then you ask, what are your goals? Do you want to have extra you want to have extra money in that joint account for emergency funds, as well as vacation and other things that you aspire to do, right? Because if you're telling me, say you make $100,000, your wife makes $60,000, right? So it's kind of a 10-to-6 ratio. In my mind, I think it sounds cool to put $100 and $60 every week into that account, right? And then now that joint account is paying all of your bills. Assuming you guys live together, whatnot, that is paying all the bills. And I think that's the way. But more importantly, what you need to do is figure out how much to put in that joint account.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Give me a percentage, because I know what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, and it's like you said, there's no right or wrong answers for anybody. So I don't mean to call you out and put you on the spot, but that's what we're here to do. So give me a percentage, right? Is it fair for? Is it easier if you're making a disproportionate amount for you in comparison to your spouse or your significant other, right? To just say, hey, well, we'll both put 30% of our income, 50% of our income into this joint account, and then we'll continue to build this nest egg together? Or do you think it's, well, because I'm making more, I need to put X percent of my income and you put less, right? Like, do you think it should be operated in more of percentages? Or how do you walk me through that if you don't mind?
I think that's a great question. I think at the end of the day, there's no right answer. Every situation gonna be different. And I think the first thing you need to do is figure out, what is your joint account for, right? Is it to pay bills, right? And I think 9 times out of 10, that joint account is the one account, right, you want to actually pay the bills out of. And if that is the case, right, let's first start out, how much are our bills, right? If you're paying, all out every week, every month is, I don't know, call it $4,000. You got your mortgage, your car notes. Actually, I'll take that back. Say it's $5,000. You got your mortgage, your car notes, your food, your this, that, your kids, daycare, whatever, right? And then you figure out, okay, how much should each person be contributing? And I think that is a proportionate level. And then from there, I look at it that way, right? If you make more than what it is, you can then start saying, proportionally, this how much is I'm putting in here. It don't have to necessarily be a percentage of your income, because I believe in a marriage or a joint income, I believe both parties should have discretionary income on their own that you don't feel bad about spending, right? If wifey got a purse habit, I should be able, I shouldn't feel a way of her going in our joint account and grabbing $5,000 for a Chanel bag. However, if I wanted to surprise her, I shouldn't feel a way about me, taking my own personal account, my own personal money, and taking $5,000 out to get her that bag. So I look at it that way. So I don't want to put a percentage on it, but I just look at it and say, work backwards and say, what are you attempting to do?
Yeah, I do agree. I think just overall I do agree with having separate accounts, so that you can have, like you said, a certain amount of privacy, and not a privacy in a weird way. I know I can hear some ladies right now. What you need some privacy for? You know what I'm saying? That's the voice right there. What we together? You know what I'm saying? More privacy in the sense of like you said, I want to buy you a gift for Christmas. And like, if we in a joint account, you see the whole gift. You see exactly that I swipe for X, Y, or Z, right? You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be a negative intentions, So that's one of the things that I think is is pretty cool. I think, when you get a conversation that we'll have in the future, that'll be a pretty interesting conversation, will be, do you feel like both parties have to be contributing to the household income in some way? We're not going to get into it now.
No, but the question, we could talk about it. Meaning, should the husband and wife work?
Yes. Working financially.
Yeah, so you can look at it 2 ways, right?
Whoa. You save it, brother.
We'll get it. Yeah, let's wrap this episode up. I'm sorry. Listen,
it's a good one. It's a great topic though, but we
can talk about that with the wives.
That's a whole nother
who
jump.
are both young executives, so it is what it is. So, that being said, y'all already know. Y'all saw I got the motherfucking roses on the shirt.
Roses,
I'm feeling real silky
Valentine's
today.
Day.
God damn it! Is that salmon you have on, sir?
Yes, sir.
Never seen a big boy pull off salmon. But,
Yeah,
this might be the first time it did it. But nonetheless, it's so funny because his camera saying it's a little too hot. Let it cool off. That boy, he ain't never in his life looked this way. It must be a good thing. But y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all just tuned into another episode of Money Music Culture. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and then share with a friend. Share with your little snotty nose cousin and your auntie. Y'all know y'all kleptomaniac uncle. Share with him, and then share with your bus driver. subscribe. And share with that one girl from the kindergarten that told you you wasn't cute and didn't get you no Valentine's Day gift. It is what it is. Till next week, let's go.